Hello everyone, it's Miss Thomas, and today we are going to talk about summation notation. So what is summation notation? This letter here is the Greek letter sigma. And the Greek letter sigma means you are going to sum a series. So in really mathy ways, this is what you'll see it as. This down here, whatever the variable is, actually I'd say of k, sorry, whatever the variable down here is your lower limits. The variable here is your upper limit. And then this is going to be some equation that you're going to use to find the sum. So you might get a problem like this where your direction says something like find, and then you'll have all this notation. So you need to be able to recognize that if you see this, it means the sum of the series created by plugging in, I guess this should be an x, got to keep our variables consistent, sorry, plugging in the numbers 1 through 4 for x and adding them up. So expanded, that is going to look like this. 3 times 1 plus 3 times 2 plus 3 times 3 plus 3 times 4. So you can see all the numbers 1 through 4 have been placed into this expression, and then I added all those values up. So we're going to end up with 3 plus 6 plus 9 plus 12, which is just 30. So all we really have to do, particularly if our range is very small, so the sum of the series generated by 3x between 1 and 4 is equal to 30. So you might see an example like this where it says write the series in summation notation. So we know for sure we're going to have our sigma. We're going to have our n. We're adding 4 each time. So we know that it's going to be an arithmetic series. Our lowest value is 1. Our highest value is 5. So you might be able to see right off the bat that all we're doing is taking our n times 5 or times 4 to get the value. So that's our equation, and that's our series written in summation notation. Alright, so if we want to write this in summation notation, we need to figure out what the formula is going to be, because in summation notation, in summation notation, we're always going to start, not all summation, but with our series, they're going to start with 1, and they're going to go up to however many terms you have, but we don't know how many terms we have. So we can begin, and then this is our explicit formula. We're going to just do what we did in class and try to find our values so that we can find the explicit formula for this series. So our explicit formula should be a sub n equals a1 plus n minus 1 d. But in this case, we know our an, it's 38. We know our a1 it is 5, but we don't know how many n's we have. And we know our d is a 3, because we're adding 3 every time. So, be careful. A lot of you guys with order of operations start moving things around the wrong way. You want to make sure you subtract the 5 off first, because we're trying to solve for n. You are going to get 33 is equal to n minus 1 times 3. You don't need to multiply this 3 in. You can just divide it, because it's times this whole side. You can just divide it off. And then you're going to end up with 11 equals n minus 1. Add the 1, and n equals 12. So your upper limit's going to be 12. And your explicit formula, you're going to kind of go back to this first step. It is going to be 5 n minus 1 times 3. And you're going to want to multiply that in. So you'll actually end up with 5 plus 3n minus 3. Combining like terms, you are going to get 2 plus 3n as your explicit formula. So this can seem really confusing because you're just trying to write the series in summation notation, and really that's so that when you see a summation notation with a formula, you know what to do and you know what to recognize. So this is a very important thing for you to know and to memorize. If the explicit formula in summation notation is linear, then it's an arithmetic series. So you would just use the sum formula. So you see the summation between 1 and k of some linear function. Well, instead of expanding it out, you're going to just use the sum formula, the n over 2 of a1 plus an. If the function in the summation notation is exponential, then it's a geometric series. So if you've got the summation and you recognize an exponential function, then it's going to be a geometric series which has its own summation formula for a finite geometric series, which we will look a little bit more deeply at, but for now it's a sub 1, 1 minus r to the n over 1 minus r. So if you have a problem like this, where you are finding the sum of the first 26 terms with this explicit formula, we don't want to expand this out and plug 1 through 26 in for n. So all we are going to do is use our arithmetic series summation. So I'm going to find some things first. I'm going to find a1, which is going to be 2 times 1 minus 1. So that ends up being 1. And I am going to find a 26, because 26 is my upper boundary. 2 times 26 minus 1. So I'm just plugging it into this formula. Oops. Which is 52. And then I'm just going to plug it into my n over 2 a1 plus an. So my n is 26 over 2. My a1 is 1. My a26 is 52. 51 actually. Sorry about that. I didn't take my 1 off. This is 56 minus 1 is 51. So then it becomes 26 over 2 times 52. So the summation is going to equal 676. So your U try is for you to find the sum of the first 50 terms of 3n minus 4.